Imagine the roar of engines, the screech of metal, and the thrill of total destruction. Welcome to Demolition Derby, one of the most chaotic and entertaining Java games ever created. Originally released in the early 2000s for mobile devices, Demolition Derby quickly became a fan favorite during the golden age of Java gaming. Back then, phones weren't powerful, but that didn't stop developers from delivering intense, action-packed experiences, and this game is a perfect example. So, what makes Demolition Derby so fun? The concept is simple. Survive. You're placed inside an arena filled with rival cars, and your only goal is to crash into them while avoiding getting destroyed yourself. There are no rules, no laps, no finish lines, just pure vehicular combat. As the match begins, you'll feel the adrenaline kick in. Cars smash into each other from every direction. Timing and positioning become everything. Do you go on the offensive and slam into opponents at full speed? Or do you hang back, wait for the chaos to unfold, and strike when the moment is right? Despite its simple controls, usually just directional movement and acceleration, the gameplay feels surprisingly strategic. You need to watch your car's damage level, avoid getting pinned, and always keep moving. Standing still for even a second can mean instant defeat. One of the most impressive things about Demolition Derby is how much excitement it packed into such a small game. The graphics were basic, sure, but they captured the action perfectly. Sparks flew, cars flipped, and the arena felt alive with destruction. Sound effects also played a huge role. The crunch of metal, the engine revs, and the impact sounds made every collision feel satisfying. Even on older devices, the immersion was real. For many players, this game wasn't just about winning, it was about the chaos. Watching cars collide in unpredictable ways, surviving near destruction, and landing that perfect final hit to become the last car standing. Back in the era of keypad phones and early mobile gaming, long before app stores were filled with massive open-world titles, there was a time when imagination had to do more with less. One standout from that era was Dungeon Hunter: Curse of Heaven, a Java-based RPG that brought an unexpectedly deep fantasy experience to small screens. At first glance, the game might seem simple by today's standards. The graphics were pixel-based, the controls were limited, and the screen size was tiny. But once you stepped into its world, something magical happened. You weren't just playing a mobile game, you were embarking on a full-fledged adventure. The story begins with a classic yet engaging premise. You play as a hero chosen to fight against a dark curse spreading across the land. Evil forces have risen, threatening kingdoms, villages, and innocent lives. As the chosen warrior, your mission is to explore dangerous dungeons, defeat powerful enemies, and uncover the secrets behind the mysterious curse. What made Dungeon Hunter: Curse of Heaven stand out was its ambition. For a Java game, it offered a surprisingly rich RPG system. Players could level up, improve their stats, and collect a wide variety of weapons and armor. Every new item felt meaningful, and every upgrade made your character stronger, giving you that satisfying sense of progression. Combat was simple but addictive. You would navigate through dungeons filled with monsters, timing your attacks and managing your health carefully. Even with limited controls, the game managed to create tension, especially during boss fights. These encounters required patience and strategy, not just button mashing. Exploration was another key part of the experience. The game encouraged players to venture into different environments, from dark caves to haunted ruins. Each area had its own atmosphere and challenges, making the journey feel varied and engaging. Hidden paths and secrets added an extra layer of excitement, rewarding curious players who took the time to explore. One of the most impressive aspects of the game was its ability to tell a story within such technical limitations. Through short dialogues and simple cutscenes, it managed to build a sense of purpose and immersion. You weren't just clearing levels, you were saving a world. Sound design also played its role. While limited, the music and effects helped set the tone. The background tunes added tension in dungeons and a sense of calm in safer areas. It all contributed to the feeling that you were part of something bigger than just a mobile game. Looking back today, Dungeon Hunter: Curse of Heaven represents an important moment in mobile gaming history. It showed that even with limited hardware, developers could create meaningful and engaging RPG experiences. It paved the way for more advanced mobile games that would come later. For many players, it's more than just a game, it's nostalgia. It reminds us of a time when gaming was simpler, yet somehow just as captivating. No constant updates, no online features, just a complete adventure in your pocket. In the end, Dungeon Hunter: Curse of Heaven may not have the graphics or scale of modern RPGs, but it has something just as valuable: heart. It's a reminder that great games aren't defined by technology alone, but by the experiences they create. Have you ever played a mobile game so simple, yet so addictive, that you couldn't put it down? One that kept you hooked level after level, chasing treasure, avoiding traps, and solving clever puzzles? If you've ever owned a classic Java phone, chances are you remembered Diamond Rush. Released during the golden era of Java mobile gaming, Diamond Rush quickly became one of the most beloved adventure puzzle games on devices like Nokia phones. At a time when mobile gaming was still in its early stages, this game stood out with its surprisingly rich gameplay, charming design, and engaging level structure. In Diamond Rush, you play as a treasure hunter exploring ancient ruins, jungles, and icy caves in search of valuable diamonds. But this isn't just a simple collect and run game. Each level is carefully designed like a puzzle, requiring timing, strategy, and sometimes a bit of courage. As you progress, the challenges become more complex. You'll encounter falling rocks that can crush you if you're not careful, hidden traps that trigger unexpectedly, and enemies that patrol narrow paths. One wrong move can send you back to the beginning of the level, which makes every step feel important. What made Diamond Rush so special was how it combined action and puzzle solving. It wasn't enough to just move quickly, you had to think ahead. Should you push that rock now, or wait? Is there a hidden path behind that wall? Can you grab that diamond without triggering a trap? The game is divided into different worlds, each with its own theme and unique mechanics. In the jungle, you deal with vines and quicksand. In the temple ruins, you solve ancient puzzles and dodge deadly spikes. And in the icy levels, slippery surfaces make movement even more challenging. Despite being a Java game with limited hardware capabilities, Diamond Rush managed to deliver smooth animations and responsive controls. The visuals were simple yet effective, with colorful environments and clear design that made it easy to understand what was happening on screen. Sound also played an important role. The background music and sound effects added tension and excitement, especially when you were racing against time or narrowly escaping danger. Another reason players loved Diamond Rush was its replay value. Even after completing all the levels, many players went back to improve their performance, collect every diamond, or simply relive the adventure. It was one of those games that never really got old. Looking back, Diamond Rush represents a time when games didn't need high-end graphics or massive worlds to be fun. It proves that great gameplay, smart level design, and a sense of challenge are what truly make a game memorable. Today, even though smartphones have evolved and mobile games have become more advanced, many players still remember Diamond Rush with nostalgia. It remains a classic example of how creativity can shine even within limitations. So whether you're revisiting it for the memories or discovering it for the first time, Diamond Rush is more than just a game. It's a piece of mobile gaming history. And sometimes, the simplest adventures are the ones we remember the most.